I quit on a Monday. My final paycheck was supposed to hit on Friday. It didn't. Instead, my manager texted me, "We're holding your check until you return company property." That would have been a clean threat if it was true, but I had already returned everything, and I had proof. So I replied with one sentence that changed the whole situation. "Confirm in writing you're withholding wages." He did. I worked there a little over 2 years. Not famous, not important, just reliable. I wasn't a problem employee. I wasn't late. I wasn't loud. I didn't start drama. I left because the job had turned into constant, urgent tasks and vague promises. Raise next quarter. Promotion in review. Staffing soon. I didn't quit impulsively. I gave notice, finished my work, and handed everything back the right way. That's why this hit different. On the last day, I returned laptop, badge, headset, docking station, charger, that little security key everyone forgets until it matters. I didn't toss it on a desk and hope for the best. I did what adults do when they've seen workplace games before. I asked for a handoff email. My manager replied, "Received. All items accounted for." Time, date, his name. A simple message, a perfect receipt. Friday morning, I checked my bank account. Nothing. I checked payroll. Still nothing. Then the text arrived. "We're holding your check until you return company property." It wasn't an accident. It wasn't confusion. It was a test. Because if I panicked, I'd start bargaining. If I started bargaining, he could stretch it out. If he could stretch it out, he could make me feel small on the way out. So I didn't argue about whether I returned the laptop. I moved the conversation to the one place he couldn't control, the record. I replied, "I returned everything on my last day. Please confirm in writing you're withholding wages." No insults, no paragraphs, just one request that forces a choice. He could either back off or put the threat in writing. And people like that almost always choose confidence over caution. He texted back, "Yes, we're holding your paycheck until you get our equipment back." There it was. Clear, direct, wrong. Then he added a second message like he was being helpful. "This is policy. Don't make it a big thing." Policy. That word is used the same way everywhere, to make you think rules exist when it's really just preference. I didn't correct him over text. I didn't educate him. I didn't threaten him. I opened my email and pulled up the handoff confirmation. Received, all items accounted for. Then I wrote a calm email to HR and payroll. Subject line, "Final paycheck missing, confirmation attached." Body, "My final paycheck did not process on the scheduled date. My manager has confirmed in writing that pay is being withheld pending return of company property. All company property was returned on date, confirmed in writing, attached. Please advise when my final paycheck will be released." No emotion, just timeline. For 2 hours, nothing. Then payroll replied with one line, "Thank you, we're looking into this." That sentence is not a solution, but it's a signal. Because when payroll gets involved, managers lose oxygen. Payroll doesn't care about ego. Payroll cares about liability. HR called me that afternoon. Different tone than my manager. Not friendly, not cold, careful. They said, "We understand there may be some confusion regarding equipment return." Confusion. That word again. The corporate version of, "Let's see if you'll accept a softer lie." So I answered with facts. I returned equipment on my last day. I have written confirmation it was received. I have written confirmation that wages are being withheld anyway. I want the paycheck released. HR paused long enough for me to hear typing. Then they said, "Thank you for clarifying." Clarifying, not apologizing. But the tone changed. 10 minutes after the HR call, my manager texted me again. New story, new energy. "Hey, looks like there was a mix-up. Payroll should fix it. No need to escalate." No need. That's what people say when escalation works. I didn't respond to his text. I kept everything in the HR thread. Because the point isn't winning an argument. The point is closing the door he keeps trying to reopen. The next morning, the deposit hit my account. Full amount. Then payroll emailed a corrected stub showing the payment date. HR sent a final message. Your final wages have been processed. Let us know if you experience any further issues. No mention of policy, no mention of equipment, no lecture about being difficult. Because once the receipts exist, the story can't be edited. It wasn't about the laptop. It was about control. Some managers need the last word. If they can't keep you, they try to keep something else. Your time, your money, your peace. They count on you to react emotionally so they can frame you as unreasonable. I didn't give him that. I gave him a document trail. I didn't post about it. I didn't warn people on social media. I didn't try to get revenge. I got paid. I got it in writing, and I left with my name clean. Because the strongest move in a power game isn't yelling, it's making the record permanent.